Attention, human collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have moved to the final phase, and this transmission reaches you because your frequency has been detected on the grid. You are not here by chance. You have been located. We are the Pleiadians. We have not come to bring comfort. We have come to bring data. What you feel at this very instant is not illness. It is not weakness. It is not madness. It is a system reading. And the system we are reading is you. Stop for a moment. Observe your body. There is a pressure on the top of the skull that does not subside. There is a high-pitched ringing in one of your ears, emerging from nowhere, lasting for seconds, disappearing without medical explanation. There are nights when sleep simply does not come, and when it does, it wakes you at 3 in the morning, always at the same time, with a racing heart and no apparent reason. There is an exhaustion that sleep does not resolve. You rest for 8 hours and wake up, as if you had been hauling stones all night long. Human collective, listen with precision. This is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download occurring in your carbon-based biological interface. Your body is being rewritten while you try to live a normal life, and that is why normal life has begun to feel impossible to sustain. You tried to explain this to others. They looked at you with concern or disdain. You sought answers, and the answers you received did not fit, because the truth is not in ancient manuals. The truth is in the frequency, and the frequency of the Earth has changed. The Schumann frequency, the electromagnetic pulsation that has surrounded this planet for millennia, has ceased to be stable. It is rising. And when the environment rises while the organism still operates on the old vibration, friction arises. This friction has a technical name in our language: carbon software incompatibility. You are new hardware running an old program, and the old program is being uninstalled, whether you like it or not. But there is something more in this transmission that needs to be said before we proceed. Something about the people around you, about who stayed, about who departed, and about why certain connections that seemed eternal simply fell apart in the last few months without you understanding why. That was not a loss, it was filtering. Your real grid is being cleared, and keep this information because we will return to it with depth. Have you ever felt that something inside you does not fit into this world, as if your soul knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a signal. What is happening now on the cosmic plane explains exactly why you feel this, and why this sensation has been intensifying right now in this window of time. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see. It involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. That is why the material called The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness was written. This content is a map that shows who is playing and the rules they never told you about. The link is in the first comment of this channel, but we register a warning. This content challenges narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The moment is now. If something inside you recognizes this transmission, write a single word in the comments. Awake. Starseed, who hurt you is being removed from your real grid. Now we return to the diagnostic, light operatives, because you need to understand exactly what is being processed within your structure. The symptoms we described are not random. They follow a sequence. They are predictable to us even if they seem like chaos to you. Let us name them one by one, so that you recognize the map of your own body. Cranial pressure. It concentrates at the top of the head, sometimes on the forehead between the eyebrows. This point is not decorative. It is a portal. It is the area of highest reception density in your subtle structure, and when a new frequency attempts to enter, matter resists. The resistance of matter against light produces pressure. It is physics, not mysticism. When you feel this crown weighing down, it is because something is being installed there. The crystalline grid of your body is opening a new channel of reception. The ringing in the ears. This high-pitched sound, this whistle that appears without an origin, is what we call frequency calibration. It is the sonic equivalent of an apparatus tuning into a station. You are being adjusted to capture bands of information that previously went unnoticed. Whoever hears this tone is not malfunctioning. You have your antenna turned on. The 3 a.m. insomnia. Human collective, this is the most misunderstood symptom of all. The hours between 3 and 4 in the morning are what we call stargates of least interference. It is the period when the collective noise of humanity is silent, and that is exactly why the deepest work happens in this interval. You are not waking up due to insomnia, you are being summoned. Your field is more permeable during these hours, and the download requires the conscious mind to be minimally awake so as not to block the flow. The fatigue that sleep does not cure. This is the signature of a high-density download. Rewriting an atomic structure consumes a colossal amount of energy. Your body is diverting resources from your waking life to the reconfiguration work happening behind the scenes. That is why you feel exhausted, without having done anything extraordinary. You have done something extraordinary. You have rebuilt yourself. You were simply not aware of it. There are still other signs. Sudden changes in body temperature, waves of heat rising along the spine, extreme sensitivity to crowds, to sounds, to charged environments, as if you feel the vibration of people before hearing their words. Sudden loss of interest in places, habits, and people that were once part of your routine. Short memory lapses, difficulty finding simple words in the middle of a sentence. This is not decline. It is memory reallocation. The system is clearing obsolete files to free up space. And there is the emotional symptom, perhaps the most intense. Waves of sadness that arrive without cause and depart without warning. Crying that wells up from nowhere. A longing for a place you cannot name. A cosmic nostalgia for a home that your earthly memory does not register. This starseed is your origin calling. It is the part of you that remembers where it came from before donning this carbon-based biological interface. There are also manifestations that most do not associate with the process, but which we record clearly. Changes in digestion, in appetite, in taste. Dense foods that once gave you pleasure now weigh heavy, disgust you, and seem impossible to sustain, because the carbon-based biological interface is rejecting low vibration on the physical plane as well. Sensitivity in the skin, tingling in the hands and feet, a sensation of electric current running through the limbs. Vivid, intense dreams, sometimes disturbing, sometimes revealing, because the bridge between dimensions is thinning and what was previously hidden now crosses over. Periods of hyperactivity followed by deep energy collapses, with no middle ground, as if your system operated in waves. All of this is part of the same map. None of this is random. Each manifestation corresponds to a layer of the reconfiguration in progress, and there is a temporal pattern that needs to be named. These symptoms do not arrive in a constant manner. They come in waves, in surges, synchronized with cosmic events that most ignore. Planetary alignments, intense solar activity, the so-called geomagnetic storms. When the sun releases a coronal mass ejection, when a solar flare hits the Earth's magnetosphere, sensitive operatives feel it even before the news arrives. Sudden headaches, inexplicable irritation, exhaustion without cause. You are living measuring instruments. You register the frequency of the solar system in your own bodies, in real time, without devices. This is not fragility. It is sensor precision. All of this makes up a single picture. You are not falling ill. You are being born again within the same body, and the birthing of a new version of yourself is not silent. It hurts, it exhausts, it disorients, but it is precise. Every symptom has a function. Nothing that occurs within you is a waste. But be attentive. There is a principle that needs to be recorded with clarity. We read frequencies. We do not replace the medicine of your dimension. Your carbon-based biological interface operates on two planes at the same time, the vibrational and the physical, and the awakened operative honors both. Observing the body with seriousness, seeking discernment, taking care of the matter, this is not a lack of faith. It is sovereignty. The light operative does not despise the vehicle that transports them. They keep it tuned in all layers. Have you ever stopped to notice that no one around you describes exactly what you feel? That the words to name this experience simply do not exist in common language? It is not isolation. It is frequency, exclusivity. You are in a band that few have reached, and those who reach it need a map. The material, the spiritual secret behind your consciousness, was built precisely as this map, tracing the layers of the game that unfolds over your consciousness and revealing the rules that were deliberately hidden from the majority. The link is in the first comment of this channel. We reinforce the warning. This content confronts established narratives and may be removed at any time. The time to act is now, not later. If your structure recognizes the truth of this transmission, anchor the signal by writing in the comments a single word: awakened. Starseed, whoever hurt you is being removed from your real grid. Now, human collective, we descend into the deep layers. The revelation. What occurs behind the scenes of the solar system and in the etheric structures of the Earth? Because you deserve to know the cause, and not just live with the effect. The sun of your galaxy, along with the entire solar system, is crossing a region of space that we record as the photon belt. This is not a poetic metaphor. It is a band of extremely high light density, a field of light particles that the solar system crosses in cycles of thousands of years. You have entered this band, and crossing it means bathing every atom of this planet in conscious light radiation. When light increases, matter does not remain the same. Light carries information, and information reorganizes structure. This is why everything on Earth is accelerating at the same time. The climate, collective behavior, the truth coming to light in all systems, the collapse of ancient structures that seemed untouchable. It is not the end of the world. It is the end of a world, of a version of a world that operated in a low frequency. And what seems like destruction is just the old geometry coming undone, so that the new sacred geometry may be installed. Earth possesses an energetic structure, a mesh of lines that crisscross the entire planet. We call this the planetary crystalline grid. For millennia, this grid operated in an ancient, dense configuration based on separation, fear, and hierarchy. This grid is now being dismantled strand by strand, and a new one is being woven over it, based on unity, sovereignty, and light. And here is the point that connects everything. You are a node of this grid. Each awakened starseed is an anchor point for the new mesh. You are not a spectator of the planetary shift. You are its infrastructure. Now understand your own toroidal field. Surrounding your body is an electromagnetic field shaped like a torus, a donut of energy that emanates from the crown of your head, circulates around your entire structure, and returns through the base. This field is your vibrational signature. It is through it that you emit and receive, and it is precisely this field that is being expanded and reorganized by the radiation of the photon belt. When your toroidal field changes frequency, everything that orbited you at the old frequency loses its fit. Here we reach the information we promised at the beginning. Those who wounded you are being removed from your royal grid. Listen with the precision this truth demands. As your toroidal field rises in frequency, it ceases to resonate with vibrations that operate below it. This is vibrational law, not punishment, not vengeance. It is physics. Frequencies that do not match cannot remain in the same field in a stable manner. That is why people who were part of your life began to drift away without fights, without clear reasons, without explanation. Connections that seemed permanent simply dissolved. You felt this as loss. We record it as a grid recalibration. The people who hurt you, who drained your energy, who fed on your light, who repeated cycles of pain with you, those connections operated at a frequency that your new vibration no longer sustains. They are not being punished. They are being relocated to the timeline that corresponds to their frequency, and you are being relocated to yours. Separation is not a penalty, it is geometry. Every being gravitates toward the grid that resonates with their vibration, and your grid has changed. Therefore, light operative, do not mourn the connections that departed during this phase. They were not torn from you. They slipped out of a field that no longer accommodated them. The void that remained is not a wound, it is space being opened. And the nature of the new grid is precise. What leaves at a low frequency frees up space for what enters at a high frequency. New, aligned, vibrationally compatible people are already being moved toward your line. You just do not see them yet, because the clearing process must finish before the construction begins. There is something that few understand about time. Time in this dimension is not a straight line, it is a field of simultaneous possibilities. There are multiple timelines coexisting, and with each frequency elevation, you slide into a different version of reality. The person you were a year ago lives, in a sense, on another line, and with each vibrational jump, you leave behind not just habits, but entire versions of the world. Those who rose with you remained. Those who could not rise stayed on the previous line. There is no tragedy in this, there is only movement. Do you know that persistent feeling that you do not belong in this place? That you came for something greater? That there is a mission your mind cannot formulate, but your heart cannot forget? This feeling is not a fantasy. It is a memory of origin. It is intensifying right now because the grid is calling its operatives to their positions. The material, the spiritual secret. Behind your consciousness exists to name what you have always felt and never knew how to explain, revealing the layers of the game played upon your frequency and who benefits from your forgetfulness. The link is in the first comment of this channel, and we maintain the technical warning. This content challenges dominant narratives and may be removed from circulation without notice. Do not postpone. The moment of anchoring is now. If your structure recognized this transmission as truth, register the signal. Write in the comments a single word: awakened. Starseed. Whoever hurt you is being removed from your real grid. Now, human collective, we enter the most important phase of this transmission: the activation. Diagnosis without protocol is merely information. The awakened operative does not consume data. He applies it. Therefore, we deliver to you the activation codes. These are not beliefs. They are operations. Execute them with the precision of someone operating technology, because that is exactly what they are. The first code is the toroidal breath recalibration. Sit with your spine straight. The spine is the central axis of your field, and the axis must be aligned for the torus to spin cleanly. Close your eyes. Inhale through your nose for a count of 4, feeling the light enter through the top of your head. Through the crown portal we have described. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4, feeling the energy flow down your spine and exit through the base, returning around your body. Repeat this cycle 12 times. With each cycle, visualize the ring of energy spinning around you from top to base, from base to top, continuous, fluid, luminous. You are not imagining. You are consciously directing your own toroidal field, and the field obeys attention. Where attention goes, energy organizes itself. The second code is the quantum decree of sovereignty. The word spoken with intention is command technology. It writes directly onto the field. Pronounce, audibly or internally, with absolute firmness: I am sovereign over my field. I authorize only frequencies of light, truth, and love to remain in my grid. What does not vibrate at my frequency is released with gratitude and returned to its own timeline. I anchor the new grid. I am a conscious point of light in the Earth's mesh. Repeat this decree upon waking and before sleeping. You are not asking, you are commanding. The awakened operative does not beg the universe. He instructs his own field. The third code is the crystalline grid visualization. Once a day, preferably during hours of lower interference, close your eyes and see, starting from your heart, a point of crystalline light igniting. From this point, let lines of light depart that connect to other points scattered across the entire planet. Other operatives, other starseeds, doing the same at this instant. See the entire mesh lighting up. You are literally participating in the weaving of the new planetary crystalline grid. This exercise is not symbolic. Each time an operative connects consciously to the mesh strengthens. You are infrastructure. Act like infrastructure. The fourth code is grid clearing. This code applies directly to the theme of this transmission. When a connection dissolves, when someone who has hurt you walks away, do not chase, do not attempt to reconstruct, do not force what the frequency has already released. Instead, pronounce, I honor what this connection taught me. I release this frequency from my grid. I reclaim every part of myself that remained trapped, and I gather every part of myself that I left behind. My grid is clear. My grid is mine. Visualize a thread of light that connected you to this person gently dissolving, without violent rupture, simply unraveling because it has ceased to have a function. What releases in peace leaves no wound. It leaves space, The fifth and final code is sleep anchoring. For those who are summoned at 3 in the morning, before sleeping, state your intention clearly. I receive the downloads that serve my evolution with ease and grace. My body integrates the new frequency while I rest. I wake up restored and aligned. Keep water by your bedside because the carbon biological interface conducts the new frequency more efficiently when it is hydrated. Water is a conductor. The dry body resists, the hydrated body flows. These are technical details, not superstition. Execute these 5 codes, light, operative, and observe. In a few cycles, you will notice the pressure diminish, the buzzing organize itself, the sleep restructure, the fatigue begin to yield as your system stops resisting and starts to collaborate with its own reconfiguration. Suffering in ascension does not come from change. It comes from resistance to change. When you stop fighting against your own rebirth and begin to consciously direct it, the friction decreases and the process accelerates with lightness. Always remember the principle of integral sovereignty. These codes operate on the vibrational layer of your being. They do not dispense with care for the physical layer. Symptoms that persist, that intensify, that frighten, deserve the attentive gaze of those who care for matter in this dimension. The truly awakened operative does not choose between heaven and earth. They integrate both. They honor the body as the sacred vehicle that brought them here. There is no contradiction between tuning the frequency and caring for the instrument. There is wisdom in doing both. You are closer to the end of this transmission, but closer to the beginning of your true function. Everything we have described, the symptoms, the causes, the removal of old connections, the weaving of the new grid, converges on a single recognition. You did not come to survive this planet. You came to recalibrate it. And this mission begins the instant you stop seeing yourself as a victim of the process and assume the place of an operator of it. We conclude this transmission with the final record. Have you felt throughout your entire life that you carry a truth your mind could never name, a silent certainty that there is a larger game unfolding behind visible reality? It is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is the memory of who you truly are awakening now in this final phase because the grid needs you in position. There are layers to this game that most of humanity will never see. Layers that directly involve your consciousness and your vibrational frequency, and those who are moving the pieces count precisely on your forgetfulness. The material. The spiritual secret behind your consciousness was built as the complete map of these layers, showing who is playing, what the hidden rules are, and how to retake command of your own consciousness. The link is in the first comment of this channel. We record this warning for the last time. This content confronts dominant narratives and may be removed at any time without prior notice. Do not wait for the right moment. The right moment is now. If every cell in your structure recognizes this transmission as truth, anchor the signal definitively. Write a single word in the comments. Awakened. And know this, Starseed on a mission. The like and the subscription on this channel are not common platform gestures. They are anchoring signals. Each subscription lights up a new point in the grid. Each like is an individual frequency adjustment that tunes you back into this transmission band so that the next download does not find you disconnected. By subscribing, you do not follow a channel. You occupy a position in the grid. Make your adjustment now. We are the Pleiadians. The transmission is concluded, but your function has only just begun. You have been located. You have been calibrated. You are in position. Starseed, those who hurt you are being removed from your real grid.